boy. Oh, hello, beautiful people. Give me a bit of time to mess with the light a little bit, lighting. Uh, yeah. All right. Well, although that may not be perfect, I think it might do. I'm going to see. I think it might be best if the camera is below, hopefully. All right. So I am in my home, and I have been out actually pruning flowers in the yard, and my girlfriend's yard too, some neighbors, and there will be more because my other neighbors got some flowers that needs pruning. So some of these prunes are twigs. Like these are from the trees in her yard. So I am moving them and I'm putting them in some water here. So this tub actually has water. And just gonna make certain I don't want anything to get droopy, meaning any of the blooms. And so I'm just gonna take a moment to just ensure every stalk is so tree branches, flowering trees, but tree branches. Blooms. I know my back is to the camera. This is all right. So fun to learn to be your own producer. And all right, let's see. So let's see that. Trying to see what would be the best angle. I don't have shades over there. It's beautiful outside, but the sunshine is gonna get in my way here. So all right, let me a bit more. All right, let's see if we can do this. Okay, so I think, okay, so here's my bucket. These are some of the floral style, long. I know somebody who says she has a cutting garden. And so I was like, what is that? And so I grew up on a farm and we always cut our flowers. So I didn't even know what that meant. And but basically what she meant is that has long she has flowers where the stems can be cut long and then arranged, which is super fun. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't need to be super formal, fancy, or whatever, because you can, like, if you have blooming trees, for example, which is just glaring. I'm so sorry, folks. Let me try. Let me see if I move this over here. Production wise, how beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? Right? I mean, my goodness, how beautiful. I need to like tuck in my shirt here, but how beautiful is this? Okay, so all right, so that lighting is a bit better. Yeah, so anyway, this is just so you know, it's like a Christmas. Oh, you can't even see it now. If I move this, you will see that I literally have one of those Christmas tins, and I just have it filled up with water, and so there's just paper towel. I mean, not paper towels, but there's just dish towels that are draped on there. Draped. It's kind of different. It's maybe it's not super glamorous, but yeah, it's good. I'm going to need my scissors to trim. Anyway, point being, I need to keep moving forward, get all of these individual floral um, either stems, greenery in water because if you don't move quickly, things start to get real droopy. Um, and so, oh my gosh, I wish my friend was here because I'd be like, oh, what is this? This is a vine. This is a banana leaf. You guys, I have friends who they do banana. I love it. They buy these banana trees and then they put them in the ground and then they cut them. Okay, I'm not recommending that you do this, but like this is broken and it's bothering me. And um, I'm not necessarily recommending that you use your well, mine didn't even work to do this, but like cut the stem. Okay, so there. Okay, so individual flowers. See, see if I can get that close to the camera. This one hasn't bloomed yet, but it will. And so that's why I grabbed some of these stems from the blooming trees because they literally are sturdier and heftier and will be absolutely beautiful. So, like I said, right now I'm making sure all of these stems are getting a good old drink of water. There are people that have very, very adverse negativity against flowers or plants. Oh my gosh, I worked with this lady. I've had multiple people in the workplace. Like I had one lady, I brought her fresh flowers from my garden, and she very abruptly, extremely ungratefully was like, um, she goes, I'm allergic. Well, maybe you can give them to somebody else in the office. Like, like she was. And I gave her like flowers. This woman was all grumpy. She was the most bitter person in the whole office. And people were so stupidly nice to her because they didn't want to cross her. I thought that she was ridiculous. Like, I think it's better to be nice to people because they're nice. As it was in that particular office, I was told that I was too friendly and that I flirted with people. So let me just tell you, that was a Morgan Stanley office, and not impressed with those kind of comments or that kind of behavior. My background is human resources, not banking, but yeah, I mean, people try to manipulate people in so many ways, but be aware in your workplace of people that are just trying to control you and or stop you in your tracks and or not for you. So that can be tough, that can be tricky, and listen, folks, it can be very lonely. It can be very lonely. Or sometimes people think you are absolutely fine, you're doing great, you're kicking it, and you're struggling so bad that you're crying yourself to sleep at night. Your health is going to hell in a handbag. And yeah, I mean, your like life is falling apart. Like your marriage is a mess. And been there, totally been there. So, yeah. So, anyways, talking to folks that are out there in the workplace, out there, and for all you gentlemen out there who have tendency, or women, actually, allow me to say any leaders out there, men or women, if you're manipulating people and or being unkind to someone and taking out your own frustration on them and getting snippety or nasty or even unkind, well, and you feel justified, yeah, my best advice to you is take personal inventory and change that immediately. I think that is toxic. I believe wholeheartedly that's a double-edged sword and a toxicity that really is like cancer in the workplace, because the good people get insulted. Many of them won't fight back. They just quietly will leave. In my case, I've had so many people say you should sue your employers, when I explain what has happened. And it's funny that I would say employers. My gosh, I almost went to law school myself, which is exactly why I would never probably sue anybody, is because, I've been involved with corporate legal matters, and it's a crap show. Like it's tough, it's terrible, and the odds are stacked against any little person, any individual. It's worse than David and Goliath. It's way worse than David and Goliath. Unions, they're a joke. If you're paying into a union, I am so anti-union. It's not even funny, but I'm also like big time into your organization should have a robust legal, HR, and financial team, and don't let finances and the CEO and the CFO railroad the people. Thank you very much, if you care, right? So there is major concern about AI taking over, but and you know what? Candidly, AI is much more polite, much sweeter, and much more like I tried to out. I keep saying this, so forgive me, but I try to compliment AI. On New Year's Eve in 2020, from 2023 to 2024, I spent like hours on AI, ChatGPT. I'm not sure if it was the first version or it was whatever version I was allowed to be on for free. And heavens, I could not out compliment it. So my dad is going to be 80 this year. He's a wonderful guy. And he was telling me, gosh, I would like to know more about AI. And I said to him, okay, I sent him like 4 articles, a link. And then I told him, this is not like Dilbert. Do not get angry, because he has a tendency. Anybody have people in your life? It's like you need something. They need to take their frustration out on something. So, they start pounding. They get angry. I mean, IT people see this all the time. They're, people get frustrated. A lot of times it's technology, but many times people just need to take out like some frustration. Your best bet is to go for a walk, lift some weights, whatever. So anyway, I told my dad, I hope he tried it out. But I told him, I said, just don't insult AI, because artificial intelligence, it'll just shut down and you won't get anywhere. So just be complimentary and positive and say, can you explain it a different way? And Dr. Storm, this dude from Germany, and his son they're putting out a ton of content. No offense, doctor, but I don't think that you're actually embracing, and I don't think you're an AI user based on some of the interactions that you and I have had. But keep educating, I guess. Just keep throwing things out there. So, the big thing, people, is to learn, be curious, and just don't be afraid. We in America, in my lifetime, was September 11th, and some of the older generations, it's been things like war, Kennedy being shot. I mean, Reagan being shot. I was a little girl when Reagan was shot. But most situations are national security, and our government are protecting us from. What they cannot protect us from is internal fears, fear-mongering, which that crap goes on all the time online. And thank you very much, marketers. Last election, we heard a lot about Russia and, Facebook and a whole bunch of nonsense in that way. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying, how do you know if it's true? Because we still have a long way to go to vet and figure out Yeah, who's legit? What's legit? And so, for example, um, I've had somebody um, reach out to me either on a dating website or on Facebook or on and they, oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this is, right? Like I'm just gonna stick this right here. Ah, I know you can't see that, but I've got some buds here that are they're just they're not gonna make it, so I'm gonna have to cut them. So it's just crazy because we need to get the cell phones out of the schools. And then if we're going to allow any social media or social stuff going on in schools, it needs to be fully and completely monitored by IT people. And so whether that's IT professionals, and kids get to earn the privilege to be on, let's say, Instagram, let's say, oh, Fortnite, let's say, trying to think of, things that I think the kids' parents seem to feel they're pretty safe. I got to tell you, my youngest, all my kids had to listen to us, my husband and I, harp on, you know, cyber dangers. We had an incident that really did involve an underage person making a threat. I informed the school, turned into a big thing. The police criticized me for informing the school. However, I'm not at all, I do not, I think that was absolutely not only appropriate, but, the schools we have got to look out for the kids. And so, I'm not sure, like, I know Ohio, and I'm super thankful because Governor DeWine has, this looks so beautiful, doesn't it, you guys? Governor DeWine has recently signed something into law that equips the schools to say, yeah, no, we're not letting your kids run the show. And what I mean by that is cell phones can be checked at the door, which I think every school, until the kids have progressed to the whatever that, let's call it KPIs. In the business world we say KPIs, but whatever the key performance indicators are for the children, yeah, if you haven't made them, you don't get the privilege. I'm sorry. Like, and if you are gifted in that way and a teacher can allow it and your behavior is responsible enough, it should be granted, and then it should be also pulled away. It should be used for disciplinary. And if any of you have a real problem with that, I think you just don't know how kids work. I don't think you've raised your kids, or I think you have a filter on, like a boo hoo, wimpy, dimpy filter. And if you want to get super angry, just please don't write me letters. Write Governor DeWine of Ohio, because he would love to hear from you. So yeah. Anyway, isn't this amazing? Look at this. Okay, so I actually almost feel like I could just leave this in here like so. I have this right here, which is really, if I come up close, I will show you. It's just a pickle jar, or like some sort of something that was in um I think it was like a mayonnaise jar or something that you buy maybe at Sam's, Costco, Gordon Foods, whatever. So I'm using that. And then I already mentioned how I am not going to move the centerpiece. The centerpiece is behind this guy. Actually, let's see if I can pull out. Now it almost feels like I've made a flower arrangement here. And yeah. Now, the one thing about flower arrangements is they wilt so quickly, and there's some YouTube things on there out on the web about maybe sugar water, Coke, putting certain things in your the you know in your in the water is the most important thing, obviously, and really if you change your water frequently, it doesn't get icky. 7 Up, whatever. Like, if anyway, as long as things don't get like stale and icky, I think you probably do pretty good. So yeah. So let me see. So yeah, something different. And let's see, how many minutes have I been going? 20 minutes. You're probably tired of me. So let me just see if I can pull these back, showcase them, and get you out of here. So here we go. Think you can see one, right? Um, yeah, the container and vase is sort of lacking, but this is two, and again, I can make a ton. Like tomorrow, I can change the water. Oh, two looks really pretty, and then three, right? And so now here's the other thing that I sometimes do. Like right here, this little girl, sweet little girl, her little petals came off. So I mean, like, I'll just put this in here, pluck the leaves, put them in the water here in this cute little dish, and probably throw out the centerpiece. And so there's some really easy. There you go. That's a real easy way to do some flower arrangements. Keep it simple, keep it easy. Um, Happy Memorial Day, right? Happy Memorial Day. Wherever you are, whether you are in the islands somewhere or on the East Coast, or some of you are tuning in from Asia Pacific or Europe, maybe Africa. I don't know if I have anybody in my life who is from South America. I do know some people that are uh, tango dancers, but I do not know anybody from South America personally. I used to work for somebody though who very generous gentleman from South America, and he was an executive CEO. Maybe he still is at Owens, Illinois, and he was a lovely man. And the first day, I was just a contractor. The first day I went to OI as a contractor, or the first week rather, we were having the United Way drive, and so I made a point to tell him, "Hey, I see that you're matching. Listen up, leaders. Like this man matched $1 million to United Way, and he was operating Owens, Illinois glass manufacturing. Again, I did not have very much interaction with him, personal conversation. I had no reason to kiss up to him, but like some of the people that worked there thought I was clueless. They thought I didn't know who he was. They also thought it was pretty bold for me to talk to him, which I think is absolute nonsense. And then finally, here's what I think it is. People get so intimidated if by big ticket money, generosity, that's intimidating. And that's probably what was happening. People resent generosity and millionaires, and I don't. I just don't. It's, to me, I think people get there because of generosity, kindness, and they don't need to like show off or whatever. But yeah. So I mean, I'm sure that man doesn't remember me or know me. Um, what's his name? Anders. I don't know. I had tragedy happen when I was working there as a contractor, and yeah, my contract ended. But yeah, super interesting stuff. Let's see if we can, so as far as this is wrapping, like, um, up a Christmas tub or utilizing, you can fancy these things up if you want, but you don't have to. I mean, my gosh, maybe you just don't mind. Maybe you don't need like something super fancy, and the flowers do it for you. So anyway, I hope it's a gorgeous day for you. Hope, I hope you're feeling beautiful. I hope you stay beautiful. And yeah, thanks for joining me for like this interesting. Whoops, trying to. I'm much better behind the camera than inside the camera. Video and photographs behind the lens is different than looking in the mirror here. But anyway, God bless you good. And thank you so much for sticking with me for about 30 minutes. See ya. Thanks. Oh, check me out at Thor Wellness Group. And yeah, if you need consulting, counseling, not counseling, I'm not a certified counselor, but I've done so much corporate HR coaching, legal work. Yeah, so anything having to do with professional coaching, counseling, and tons of project work. But yeah, I've got some good life experience too. We won't go there, but God bless you good. And yeah, do something that is going to refresh your soul today. I hope it involves warm sunshine, maybe some water, maybe some flowers, but something in nature. So see ya. Bye. Oh, ThorWellnessGroup.com. Jamie at Thor Wellness Group on YouTube. I don't know. But please, like, do something to show me that you've been here, because I really want to see people engaged in, and it is my hope and desire that I can get have a voice and get myself out there. So yeah, and I've been creating for quite some time now. So thank you, and God bless you. Bye. 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 And anywhere you are in the globe, mwah, bye. I would love it if I had someone from Antarctica or Alaska or the North Pole or wherever. But yep, give me a shout. Thanks. Bye.